Baldy. Oh, he likes pizza and football.
Oh, Baldy. Oh, Baldy. What is it there, brother? We got the guns out.
Oh,
Ready to go. One foot out the door.
Oh, sun's out, guns out, man. We're getting out of here on Saturday, man. I don't know if you know how well you know the Caribbean, cuz, but I'm part explorer. I could have been on one of those Portuguese ships back in 1492. I could have been on, one of those ships coming out of Spain or Portugal.
You may be Cortez. I think you're Cortez.
Yeah, I mean, I could have easily been on one of those things. I could have been circumnavigating the globe, all those things 500 years ago. But the Lesser Antilles, I'm talking about St. Martin, Antigua, Martinique, Barbudo, like all these St. Kitts, like the Lesser Antilles is exactly the spot that I'm heading to. Because you can get to island by ferry. You can fly to St. Martin, Juliana Airport, right there on the beach. And then you just kind of like island hop for 8, 9, 10 days, whatever. Jump in the water, see some turtles, see some sharks, feed some. Like it's all right there.
I got to tell you, I'm just imagining, right, what a journey that's going to be, man. What a journey, island hopping, right? Like after the cold and the long season and exhilaration, there's nothing better than to go to do a little island hopping in the Caribbean.
I was just explaining to my girl, because they don't, look, women got their role in this world, but to understand a football guy, it's hard, because I understand a sports guy, they can't get inside our brain and figure out what makes us happy, why we get excited about what we do, etc. Except that I was trying to explain that when you get to the finish line of Super Bowl, it's like the last day of school. It's like the last day of school. You got your whole summer. Like, you're so excited, you don't care what you do. Let's go to the playground and play basketball. Let's go to the diamond and let's go hit fungos. Let's go hit some fly. Like, it doesn't really matter. The fact is that there's no more school. And so you just have to embrace the time. And to me, school's out. School's out right now. I fulfilled all of my commitments, which is good, but also all of the fun that I have breaking down film and talking about all these different guys. Like, you got to go recharge. And that's where I'm at right now.
So what's the minute you land in, I don't know, St. Martin or St. Kitts, what's the first thing you do?
Oh, I'm finding the nearest reef to jump in on, because I know the water's clear, it's calm, it never gets, and I'm just taking my GoPro. I'm just going to go down and explore. I gotta, my big thing this off season is I want to be able to expand my breath holding to 90 seconds. Because like right now outside my door, there's a rock with 8 big lobsters down there. And I'm like, I just can't hold my breath long enough to grab these suckers with my glove and pull them out. So I got to work on my breath holding. Everybody's trying to get a little bit better, cuz like if I could get 90 seconds down there, I could grab these lobsters. And they're big. They're like 3 pounds. And they're all underneath this one rock. So me and my nephew, I think, are going to go out today and see what we can do. See if we can go grab them.
Oh, my God, that's fantastic. I hope you're having lobster spaghetti tonight, man.
Those lobsters are just going along. They're just going along with their life, all happy. They have no idea if Baldy's planted their demise.
No idea.
He's
no
training
idea.
for it.
I'm coming to get them. I've been checking them out. I've been doing I've done my surveys. I've done my scout report. Like, it's all in. Now it's about executing the game plan.
Hey, Baldy, real quick, because I do want to revisit this.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Sunday. You've now examined, autopsied the tape, and we just had Kevin Nagani on, and we were talking about it. And the one thing that he and I disagreed a little bit about was that Andy had other ways to go. And I don't think any of it mattered. I think that they were stuffed because of the Eagles' defensive front. Like, that was too big of a disadvantage for them.
Well, Patrick Mahomes, I haven't seen Patrick play like that. I mean, when I was doing Big 12 games and he was at Texas Tech, he looked like he was back at Texas Tech playing Oklahoma. And he's just scrambling and running for his life, trying to make a play. But he dropped back 38 times, cuz. The Eagles didn't blitz one time. They rushed three men a couple of times. But basically, it was outside of one zone pressure where they brought Zach Bond. They never, not only did they not blitz, they didn't run a single stunt. They literally rushed 4. Now, Andy, look, when you're picking 31 or 32 in the draft, you can't get an elite tackle, and so they changed 2 positions in week 14 to fix one. They didn't have a left tackle. The rookie from BYU is not ready. Wanye Morris isn't the answer. So they put their Pro Bowl left guard at left tackle. And it was serviceable. He was a very good. Joe Thuney was very good until Super Bowl Sunday. And literally, whether it was Jalen Hunt, whether it was Josh Sweat, whether it was Nolan Smith, I mean, they couldn't wait to line up on him. And then Caliendo just got abused. And so, much like when they lost to Tampa 4 years ago in the Super Bowl, where Mahomes made a lot of plays, but, he was under duress the whole game. Andy and, Brett Veach, they will get after fixing their offensive line because because I think Xavier Worthy can be a star in this league, and they can do what they want to do. They need a big-time running back, but they got to fix the line. That's what they'll do. But the Eagles took advantage of it. I mean, their pressure came largely from that side, but just watching, like, everybody wants to play physical. Buddy Ryan wanted to play physical with Reggie, Seth, Clyde, the whole group. The Eagles play violently physical. I mean, violence. Like, it's a total different level. You can't say, well, they were more physical than the Chiefs. They were. They were so much more violent. And the thing is, these kids from Georgia, we're now finding out, like, the type of bond that they have, how they were raised, how they were coached, at Georgia. But they are flat out nasty, man. And they literally play at a different level than everybody else in this league.
Yeah, one of the things is the level of physicality. Like you brought up, Nolan Smith, right, blowing up. I mean, you said you did the Baldy breakdown where he blows up Thuney. I mean, wow, right? Like you and I love Carter. We've been talking about him all year. When you hone in on him, it's amazing. He's still getting pushed, double, triple team, and he's still killing Mahomes from coming up the middle. Like Mahomes couldn't step up because he steps up and there's the beast ready to devour him.
He's a force. He's a force. In fact, I don't know if the Eagles get to Super Bowl Sunday without Jalen Carter. You think about the punch out against the Rams. You think about how he closed the game out when Stafford's going out there, put a dagger right in their carotid artery right there at the end. And there's Carter to finish out. I mean, those 2 plays that he did, secured that win against the Rams, and we were all nervous. We're all sitting there nervous going, are we going to lose this thing? Are we going to lose in our home turf in a snowstorm? And he made those plays. But he's just, you never know when he's going to just rise up and what he's going to do. But there's so many little things he does just to they all are trying to create these, literally punish these players and then literally stand over their success and almost flex for a second just to let them know, I just whipped your ass and I'm just going to let you, because that's what Nolan Smith does. That's what Carter, they whip their ass and then they kind of stare right in their face mask going, like that old clip from Lawrence Taylor, I'm here all day, sucker. I'm here all day. He said, I'm here all day to party with you. That's kind of what they say to these guys.
One of the things I didn't like in the coverage was that it felt like it was, the Chiefs lost. The Chiefs didn't play well. Mahomes was horrible. Andy didn't have any answers.
Right.
And I don't think they're giving enough credit to how dominant the Eagles defense is. And Baldy, you've seen them all. The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens, the Broncos against Carolina. I mean, I don't know. You tell me where it ranks.
Well, you go back to the Steel Curtain and what they did to the Vikings. I think they had negative rush yards 1 year against the Vikings, right? Like, you could stack that performance up against any one of those teams you just mentioned. And look, it's not like when the 85 Bears beat the Patriots, all right? I mean, this is Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Like, for anybody to think that it was just a bad day for Patrick or Andy and they didn't have answers is not giving – all the credit goes to the Eagles. All the credit. Because the entire – I was in New Orleans, and I know you're doing your show right here, cuz. The whole conversation for 7 straight days, or actually 2 straight weeks, was, is he the GOAT? Is this the greatest team ever? Is this – like that whole conversation. And it's 34-0 with 34 seconds to go in the third quarter. Like, nobody has ever seen that team. Nobody's ever seen an Andy Reid team or Patrick Mahomes quarterback team dominated like that. Or Spags. Or Spags for that part. I mean, Spags is 4-0 in these Super Bowls. Like, nobody was better than Spags. And he had a good game plan to shut down Saquon. He just couldn't take it all away. And then you got to credit Jalen for making the plays that he did.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up to you was on offense. I agree with you. I thought his game plan was pretty sound, and I thought that sooner or later, like, Jalen made you pay. He played like Magic Johnson, right? Like, he led the team in rushing, right? So when he saw it, he took it, and then he goes down the field to Dotson. Then he goes down the field to AJ. Right, and then of course the party throw to Devontae. So, like, to me, he was like Magic Johnson playing point guard.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, you don't have, like, the idea that you gotta throw for 300. You gotta do all the, like, even the interception. They put the Chiefs at the 2-yard line. The next thing you know, they're punting out of their end zone. He really didn't make a bad play or a bad decision, and he made some good decisions. Even the throw to Jahan Dotson, which was the 4th throw of the game, even that throw, he checked at the line of scrimmage. He read the coverage correctly pre-snap. He knew he was getting one-on-one with Dotson against Watson with no safety in the picture. Like, he had the 3-by-1 look. That was a great decision. Even the throw to AJ that got called back because of that phantom offensive pass interference call. Like, it's just a great play. It's a great throw.
Would you have played it differently? You play the Eagles differently, and try to, I mean, you're always going to try to take away Barkley, and try to slow him down, but not commit that deeply. I don't know. I don't know how you would have attacked them.
I thought it was a great game plan. I mean, they played 2 high safeties to try and eliminate AJ and Devontae. They pressed outside on the wide receivers. I said, nobody can stay in front of AJ Brown. I don't care if it's, I don't care what player it is, Watson or McDuffie. Like, they're not staying in front of A.J. Brown. In fact, you read the quote by A.J. probably this morning where he said winning the Super Bowl, really that wasn't that big of a thrill to him because all he cares about is just dominating when he's out there on the field. And he didn't feel like he got enough chance to do it. But that's his mentality. That's fine. But and then you're going to play those 3 big linebackers, which hurt them in pass coverage. Because on the throw to Devontae, they doubled A.J. Brown with Cook and with McDuffie. And so now, you get one-on-one with Devontae, and they had max protection. And this other safety dropped down and got her. He got one-on-one with the whole field, against Jalen Watson. He was a good player, but, very few guys can run with Devontae and A.J. Brown. So I thought the game plan was good. Leo Chenal is a good player, and Bolton is a quarterback, and Tranquil is a beast, and they were good against Saquon, really good. But, to their credit, Kellen Moore, Jalen, you can't take all those guys away. And we thought so, in leading up to the game, you can't take it all away. So prioritize it, and they did that.
If you're going to go max credit, max love, Howie? I mean, I keep looking at this roster and I go, oh my God, look at them. They're also set up for years to come. Like, we know the greatness of Stoutland. We know the greatness of what Fangio did, how terrific Nick got it all buttoned up. But the players, the roster itself
Well,
is a damn good roster.
well, think about this. The Eagles had the first pick at corner, all right, and they took the right guy. Detroit took the second guy, Terry and Arnold, and there was a toss-up. So Detroit's first 2 picks were cornerbacks. They didn't make a dent in that defense, right? The Eagles' first 2 picks are Quinion and I call him Cooper the Jam because he jams people at the line of scrimmage. Like Kelsey couldn't get off the line of scrimmage against him, and his tackling is ridiculous. But like you show me another. Now I know it's 1 year, but it is a Super Bowl win, and it is the #1 defense. You show me any draft, and I got this new software coming that's being delivered to my house, which can basically show you every team's drafts in a second, and good, bad, or ugly. They graded them. It's all. You show me a draft in recent history where the first 2 picks were as good as what Howie just did. Then you show me anybody could have had Zach Bond. His contract up. He was a free agent. He was a 3rd-round pick out of Wisconsin. Anybody could have taken Zach Bond. The guy filled up. He was the best inside linebacker in the league this year. You know, anybody could have gone and gotten Saquon. Only the Eagles did. I mean, every single move he made was the right move. But even if you take Bryce Huff and it doesn't work out, well, how about signing Clint Hurt as your defense line coach and developing these guys? Because I've seen Clint work these guys out before a game. And I'm telling you, first of all, Nolan Smith is a great kid. He's just a great kid, you know? And so now you get a great kid that's a worker, and he's twitched up like you can't believe. And all he did from week 6 to week 23 is improve every week. To where the point where I don't know if there's a more dominant edge rusher right now in all of football. And it used to be if you're 238 pounds and you're playing on the edge, all you do is run at him. Except you can't, like his technique and his leverage and his hands and his explosiveness and his ability to get off blocks, it's not a liability. But you tell me, I love Max Crosby. Max Crosby didn't force a fumble this year, right? Nick Bosa was not a dominant player this year. You stack, like, okay, there's Myles Garrett, but I mean, he's a top 5 edge rusher in this league right now.
BG, you hear that?
I'm here.
You think about it. You put Brandon Graham out there on the field for 13 plays. He's retired. Great person, great player, right? 2 Super Bowls, finished out 1 Super Bowl. BG walks into the sunset. Here comes Nolan Smith. Like, here comes Jalen Hunt. Like, that kid's coming on. Like,
yeah, he's going to be a player, Baldy. Hunt's a player.
He's going to be a player. So you tell me. And so we had Joe Banner on a couple weeks ago, right? And we asked him about Bryce Huff. He's like, yeah, but they drafted. So, you think about, I remember when Jalen came out and I advocated with the 53rd pick, take Jalen Hurts and develop him. Well, little did we know that Carson was going to go sideways or south. And here you go. Like, you never stop adding talent to your roster and then developing that talent. And now you got a Super Bowl MVP with the 53rd pick. All these quarterback-needy teams, Giants, Jets, pick a team, right? They're all, okay, is it Shador, is it Cam Ward? We know the names. But are any of them going to become Jalen Hurts? I don't know.
Right.
We don't know the answer. But, like, Howie's like, honestly, you got to give Howie all the credit, man. Like, because last year to see the season, and we were all there, to pile on the collapse that they had, nobody had any answers. To rebuild this team, and simultaneous, just for fun, Eagles fun. There's the Cowboys saying, we're fine with our roster. Really? You're really fine. We knew it, that Howie was running circles around Jerry Jones. Literally running circles around him. We knew the upgrades. We didn't know how big the upgrades were going to be. But why wouldn't Micah Parsons want to come here? Why wouldn't anybody want to come here in free agency? Because they've proven that they can take a team that was a good team last year, start off great, collapse, and go, we're not happy with this. We're going to go fix this. And they fixed every single weakness they had.
Dude, Howie's year, he missed on his biggest off-season signing with Huff. Totally missed on that, and it had no effect. They win the Super Bowl. Just a remarkable year.
Yeah. remarkable. And look, like, okay, everybody in this industry, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody overpays for a player. Everybody blows a pick. Howie's done it on the offensive line with guys that they traded up to go get. Guys didn't love the game. But what you do is you just keep adding and creating competition and then coaching your young players up. And that's what's missing for these teams. You know, the Patriots have $120 million to spend in free agency. Great. Go overspend for a veteran. Sometimes you get a Saquon out of the deal. Great. How about just drafting talented young players and actually developing them? That never goes out of style. And that's what the Eagles did this year.
That's incredible. Oh my God. I know when you think back and you look forward, you go, all right, they're probably going to lose Sweat. They're probably going to lose Milton Williams. They'll probably lose Becton. But they're set in all youth and blossoming players. Like the youth on this roster is unbelievable, right? There's so much talent. The stars are locked in. And they'll be able to tweak. I mean, they ain't going anywhere.
You're going to get Nakobe Dean back. Okay.
Yep.
We haven't really even seen Keely Ringo really play yet. But
right.
We don't even know if he could take over for Slay one day, whenever that time comes.
Got Steen taking over for Becton.
Steen is filled in up and down the line, left guard, right guard. So Juergens, Dickerson, Malata, Lane's coming back. You might have a hole at right guard. Goddard's in. Calcaterra really came on. Gainwell is an unbelievable change of pace back. The kid had 2 solo tackles on kickoff returns. In fact,
one was a great tackle. It saved the big return.
It didn't just a big return. It's a touchdown. The kid's going to the house. He's going to the house. It's going to be a house call right after the Eagles scored the first touchdown, and he makes a game-saving tackle, at the 35-yard line.
All right. Well, when do you leave? When do you ship off for the Caribbean?
Saturday. I'm leaving Saturday. Saturday, probably. I never really. I'm not an organizer. I just know the flight and figure everything out. I know there's ferry schedules. I just kind of play it by ear. My girlfriend's a planner, but she's figured this out. We're gonna have fun no matter what we do. So I think we're gonna leave on Saturday morning. Fly to St. Martin, Juliana Airport, hang out there for a few days, get on a ferry, go to Antigua, for a few days, go to Martinique for a few days, maybe, I don't know, maybe get to some other St. Kitts or something, St. Bart's for a few days, 9-10 days, seems like a good amount.
Well, I love it. I love them because I totally relate. I don't plan. Who plans? Just go. Just go, and you're in a position where you go wherever the wind, where that Caribbean breeze takes me. I'm going to be there.
There's an old Zen saying that I live by when I travel, and it goes like this: it's better to travel well than it is to arrive. So many people try to plan all these destinations and all that. I understand. That's just not me. The breeze is going to take me where I got to go. The people we meet along the way, they're just chance meetings. Oh, you got to go try this restaurant. Okay, great. Oh, this ferry. If you're not going to Barbuda, you're out of your crazy mind. You got to go. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's go check it out. So I got plenty of flexibility built in.
Now, will you go rum? Because Caribbean's less tequila and more rum.
Oh, I love rum. I love rum. You give me some dark rum now. That's a party all by itself. But I'm not a day drinker. That's my thing. I'm not day drinking. When the sun starts to go down, I'll start the cocktail. But I see these people day drink and then they're slush, by 7:00 at night. I'm all full of activities. Give me a hammock. Give me a reef. Give me a good boat. I'll do those things all day long.
I agree with you. Maybe one or two if it presents itself. I'm not going to turn it down.
That's true.
Right. But I'm with you I don't want to be cooked at night. No. I want to, I want to start, nice and early, like 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever. But like, I want to make sure I have a nice meal. I enjoy the because nighttime under the moon with the wind coming off the ocean. I mean, that's beautiful.
Well, it's a full moon tonight. I'm sure you know that. So I might do a little night dive tonight because there's such natural light with the full moon. So I might get in there tonight. It's a little, there's a little bit of a scare factor at night. Don't have quite the visibility, but I might jump in just because it's full moon tonight. School's out. I can probably do it. But no, the thing is like if you haven't had fresh squeezed sugarcane juice, then you don't know what real espresso is like. Like I had my first taste of fresh squeezed sugarcane in Cuba a long time ago, and I didn't literally blink for an hour. Like nothing gives you a rush like fresh squeezed sugarcane. That's like a natural high like none other.
Oh, that's beautiful, man! I got to tell you, it's going to be great. Hey, do us a favor, send a couple of pictures of when you can, right? And when you're relaxing on the hammock, fire off some pictures to your boy over here. All right?
I'll take care of you, cuz. I'll give you the private version. Some of the things. Yeah. There'll be some highlights for sure. So I'm just better to travel well than it is to arrive. So I'm just living by my creed.
Amen, brother. Listen, you're well deserved. You enjoy this.
Where's your spot at the parade Friday, cuz?
So we're going to be on the Parkway. So we're just actually waiting to find out the details, but we'll be on the Parkway.
What direction is it going? Is it going from the art museum to the Lincoln Financial? What's the route?
So it's going to the art museum.
Going to the art. Finishes at the art museum.
You'll go up Broad Street,
gotcha.
Right? Around Parkway. City Hall, up the Parkway with Destination Art Museum.
I have a question. Do kids get the day off from school on this parade thing? I don't know that.
Yes.
Philly schools have closed.
Yeah.
Philly schools have closed. Okay. Yes. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to make it special. Like these schools got to understand that which school, right? It's part of the community.
Yeah,
community matters. This parade is a huge lesson in community and love and being together and being strong and celebration and happiness and joy. Like those are all important. There's a reason why that schools have holiday plays and this and that. Yeah. Like this is a big deal. It doesn't happen a lot very often.
Last question for you, cuz. So obviously the parade 7 years ago, Kelsey in his mummer outfit stole the show. He was the voice of the Eagles. Who is going to be that voice in this parade?
I know it.
Who?
It's Sirianni.
It's going to be Nick.
Sirianni is going to be the toast of this parade.
I agree.
Sirianni's going to be, you know why? Because he's going to speak from his heart.
Yep.
And he's probably going to get emotional and probably, tear up and his voice will crack and it'll be beautiful. Like Baldy, he'll be the star of the parade.
I agree. I was thinking about that. Like it's probably, I was thinking the same thing that you were thinking. Like a lot of their players, I mean, Saquon's a star, but he's not. Jalen's a star, but I don't know. Like I feel like it's going to be Nick. Nick is going to be like the alpha male up there on stage, taking over.
Yep. And he was at the party doing that, and he's unafraid to take the mic and just bare his soul. And I think that will go over really, really well with a
Big Dom will be right next to him. Big Dom's going to be right next to him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I won't even be surprised if Dom has something to say.
You know what? He never does, but on this one, I can see it. Yeah. You're right. The Dom father. Yeah. I can totally see it.
Yeah.
You'll be checking in on it from the water.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not leaving till Saturday. It's not like I can't fly back to Philly and go just take in the parade and fly back. Like, it's a possibility.
Well, let us know if you want to be with us.
I got nothing but time and frequent flyer miles. Like, if I can do anything. Yeah.
Well,
come day drink and get sloshed with us. We'll be sloshed by 4.
I mean, I mean, you let me know if you have appetite.
I will let you know. I mean, I've got all my Eagle gear here, so I could easily ratchet it up and be part of that action, that scene for sure.
Well, I'll make sure that I'll make sure you got a police escort over the bridge.
I think I should come up with a Baldy's breakdown shirt and just on the back just say 4-0. 4-0. Like, that's just like that.
Dude, do me a favor. Get it made up. Baldy's breakdown, right? Baldy's breakdowns, 4-0 hoodie on the front. I'll wear it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna talk to my guys today. See if we can get that done. How quickly we can do it.
Dude, what did I had another idea for a shirt for him. What was it, VG?
Oh man, I forget what it was. You just brought it up too.
Andrew, I had an idea for a shirt.
Yeah, it was like
you.
Hero. Yeah, it was the hero shirt.
Every man's hero.
Every man's hero.
Oh, every man's hero. So
yes.
Here, like, just like your face, like a cartoon, not cartoon, but with the bandana, right? And like the guns up and go, every man's hero. Yeah, the pink, even better. Every man's hero.
Yes.
All right. We'll see. We'll give it some thought. I'm going to call my guys today, see if they can get that made up.
I'll get it. I'll work on the concept. I love the pinky out going out. It's great.
All right.
Let me know, man. Let me know if you
want
to.
I'm putting everything together here today.
All right. Cool.
All right.
You're the man, Baldy. Love you, brother.
Thanks, guys.
There he is.